Right, okay, we're back with the second part of the Nintendo lot purchased from auction. So we have two N64s here. Now in the first video we tested both machines. This one appeared to have a bit of an issue with the cartridge slot. Had to plug the game in and out a few times, and eventually it did come up. This one just seemed to work right off the bat, which was a bit of a surprise considering it's much dirtier than that one, but I suppose a bit of grime doesn't really make a difference, does it? No, on the outside. This one, apart from the fact that it had the little issue with the cartridge, I noticed there's also something rattling about inside here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on this one and do a tear down inspection. We'll clean it up, get all that done on camera, find out what's rattling about inside there, and just basically restore it. I will do the same thing to this one, but I'm not going to do both of them on camera. And the fact that this one did have a slight issue means this is the one I'd rather work on for the video. So we shall make a start to this one. Okay, let's start by getting this thing apart then. So I'll remove the expansion. Just in case leaving this out. I believe there's actually an official tool for doing this, but that's that. Flip it over, pop that off. Now for the main 6 screws, you need the 4.5 sized game bit driver. Nice click as I turned that, hopefully means nobody's been inside it before. This one seems to be slipping though. Back to that one. Over. Got 3 of them. 2 feet from the bottom. So that one that seemed to be slipping still in there. Similar issue with this one. Seems to have come out at a bit of an angle. It's not good. It is out though. Deal with that in a second. I think I found what's been rattling around, a bit of plastic. And probably from the case, because we've got a crack here, crack running there and there. Put these pieces aside just now. This should just lift off now. And it does. Right, what we like condition wise here, move that to the side. Just gonna zoom down a little bit. Right, it's actually quite clean. All the plastic parts will be going in the sink for a wash. Need a bigger screwdriver. Okay, and that post's also broken off. In fact, that was the problem with those other two as well. You can see there and there those posts are broken. Looks like this thing's pretty much fallen to pieces. See a bit of glue in its future. Get this screw out of the post. That I can go for washing. Just pop these off as well. They can go in the sink as well. And these buttons off for cleaning. Yeah, that's all that. I'll glue these posts back on once I've cleaned everything up. Let's just gather these bits for now. Just set that aside. And the broken off plastic parts, we'll set them aside as well. Use a little bit of blue tack for keeping the screws in order, because I believe there are different sizes in there. Right. I see another piece of plastic in there, and there's another piece. I'll figure out at the end where all these go. And we have the carcass of a spider. Right, okay, I'm just going to give this a little vacuum, mind your ears. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. Right, I'm going to try and get these posts now. Hopefully I can grip this. It's the only thing with the older consoles, the plastics do tend to be that bit brittle. This one, I can hold on to it. And this one was actually coming off. Yeah, I'm not sure why that one went. I'm sure once I've glued them back in, I'm sure they'll be fine. It's not like the machine's going to be opened up on a regular basis. Right. What now? We've got these ports. a size again. What I'll do is I'll be sticking these roughly in the area they come from onto here. I don't get anything mixed up when I go to reassemble. Okay, let's get this little one. Two black screws. And like the GameCube, I've never been into one of these, but I did watch a quick video previously on work that was done to one of these consoles. Small screwdriver for these two. Pop it. There we go. And this. Right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. That's not missed one. Right. Should come off now. There we go. And I think that's actually attached to the board, that one. Right. So no idea what that is. Gross. Right, again, that's destined for the sink. It's been security marked on the bottom there with a postcode. Previous owner. And I can take this metal shielding off. Metal shields will just need a little wipe over, and we can take the screws off from the heatsink. I think that one's better. Just group these ones into a little pile because they're all the same size. Okay, so I assume that the shield should now just pop off. There we go. And that will just need a little wipe over. Right. Okay. Now it's got these 3 heat sinks that are actually attached to the ICs underneath. I won't be taking them off because they would have to then be lined up perfectly. That seem a little out of focus, or is it just my eyes? Right. Yeah, you'd have to line everything back up for the metal plate to go on. I can see that being a pain in the neck, so they'll stay where they are. So really for this, I'm guessing these aren't going to come off of there without desoldering, so I'm not going to bother touching them. They'll just have to get a clean up where they are. We can give the port a clean, the switches, we can give them a clean with contact cleaner, as well as obviously going through this port, making sure it's okay. The port is removable on these, which is kind of handy, I guess, if you're needing to replace it. Condition wise, right. I think what I'm going to do, I'll examine all this stuff underneath the scope a bit better. So let's switch over to the scope view. Right. We'll start with the port. I'm not entirely convinced there wasn't a few pins that weren't sitting right. I could be wrong. Yeah, they look okay. I'm assuming that one there's meant to be missing. And it is, it's the gap at the bottom. Alright. Okay, that's fine, that's just going to need a bit of a clean. Let's have a little look over the board. Wasn't really seeing anything that I was concerned about, to be fair. I'll give that a little clean with a toothbrush with a bit of isopropyl. Yeah, capacitors. There's no corrosion around the legs, so that would be a bit of a concern. I could recap the whole machine at that point. But these seem fine. And this port here. Yeah, that looks fine. Capacitor, it's fine. Excuse me. These ones, yeah, the solder joints are fine, no signs of corrosion. Now, is that just a bit of flux? Has that been replaced, is it? That's nice and flat. And the solder on that one just doesn't seem to match the rest of them. Doesn't look quite factory. Could have been touched up in the factory, of course. But I think it's just a bit of flux. There's no corrosion or anything. My toothbrush, if I can find it, that is. Well, isopropyl. Give them a clean round there. I think a better look. Yeah, it was just flux. Yeah, it's not to worry about there. Give this a bit of a clean as well. Other side of the board. So a quick inspection. Doubt very much we're going to have any issues. Yeah, the solder joints look fine on the controller ports. Yeah, same there. Power port. Yeah, all those joints look okay. Yeah, that looks fine. Right, let's go back to the overhead. Right. If it's the lighting that just looks a little out of focus to me. A bit washed out and out as well. Right, so I'm just going to go over the board with toothbrush and isopropyl. I don't think it needs anything more than that. Okay, total clean. Some contact cleaner. We'll spray into that port and the switches. Hopefully that should be getting inside there. same with the controller ports. Use this brush, it's got slightly stiffer bristles for getting right inside. As well while we're here. Don't do it any harm. And these connectors at the back as well. Okay, that's cleaned up. It's sitting here. I'll give the plastic a bit of a wipe. Mark there, that's not keen to come off. For that, I think. Right, so I'm going to pause the video here. I'm going to go and I'm going to clean up all the plastics and we'll come back for reassembly. Actually, tell a lie, before I do that I'm going to get this back on the board and I'm going to give the port a clean, contact clean up. Seeing as how that appeared to be the main issue with this one. Let's go with the toothbrush rather than another one, a bit more gentle. I think what we'll do is I'll use the game cartridge. Nothing else that will help clean the pins on the cartridge as well. I should do that. Right, okay. I'm going to go wash some stuff. I'll be back. Right, okay, that's all these bits washed. So a few little wet spots here and there. Soaking up my cotton bud. Right, the broken plastics. A lot of these smaller pieces that are found inside, pretty certain Some of them have probably come from right here, this bit here, because I would imagine that should be a full piece going straight across there, like the other side is. But there wasn't that many pieces inside. I mean, there's no way those three pieces would fill that. And I think at least one of them is for here. Pretty certain that goes in there possibly. Or is it a smaller one? Anyway, I'm not going to bother with them. I'm going to focus on getting the screw post back on. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a little bit of super glue onto this piece of paper. And I'll use this part of this stick, which is from my cotton bud, and just apply it to where it needs to be. Hopefully get these back in place without gluing my fingers to it. Hopefully that will stay there and set fine. And do the same with this one. Trying not to get glue on my mat. Hold this in here until it sits on its own, and I'll just carefully put that aside. So just now, and this other post was from this section, pretty sure. Move all these plastic bits out of the way. Let's see if we can find this. Wasn't that long ago, I should really remember. Maybe it wasn't from this section. Second, I'll have a look. All three for here. Oh yeah, it's for there. Blind. Right. So same again. A little bit of super glue. Just get it into there. And put this on. In place for a sec. Right. I'll put that aside. Just leave that glue to set of it. I'm going to do this. Hopefully won't be needed. Right, so we'll leave that for a bit to set, and then we can start with the reassembly. Right, let's get this thing back together. So we'll start by putting these pieces back into the base. And now the main board, I've already screwed the heatsink back on and placed on the two shields. And we also need this piece. So if we slide that into place the right way around, like that, and this should all drop in nicely. There we go. It's all lined up, and we can just start putting some of these screws back in. Oh. Wow. Right, that fits in there at the expansion port, and then this other piece just sits in here. Just line that up. There's two little notches there. If you line them up, it'll go in just fine. Right, this is where it comes in really handy, having the screws laid out where they need to go. Right, that's that done. So we can start putting together. Well, actually, I can slip that back in. We start working on the other side of the case. All that glue's all set and fine. So I need to get these door flaps back in. So it's just a case of slipping them in here, making sure that the lever of the spring's up against the side there. And with this one, again, make sure the spring is against that centre post. And this should slip over the top, hold it all in place. Just double check that that's okay, that's fine. And we have two screws that'll hold this down. Creaky noises. Right, so that's that. We need the buttons. Where did they go? So I'll reset, which goes in here. And our on off switch, which goes in here. I did manage to slice my finger on the metal shielding. Right, so it should just be a case now of fitting both these halves back together. It should just slip straight onto here. Why is it not just slipping straight on? So the power switch wasn't lined up right. Real shame about those two bits of cracked areas on the outside. A bit annoying, but never mind. Right, we flip it over and get these game bit screws back in. That's that one done. I'll be doing the exact same thing to the other one. We'll be doing it on camera. Once I've finished, I'll come back and we'll give them both a good test. Back in a bit. Right, that's both of them now complete. Stripped the second one down. There was no real issues at all with it, apart from it was dusty inside, so yeah, that kind of matched what the outside looked like. but they both cleaned up quite nice, so I'm going to get set up and we'll test each one. And I would imagine they should be fine. Like I say, the dirtier one, it came on anyway. This one had bits rattling about inside. That's the only unfortunate thing with this one is, yeah, that side there you can see missing a bit of plastic there, and on that corner, which is a bit of a shame. What I may do with this one is get a new case. You know, one of the coloured transparent ones. They look quite cool. So I'll probably move this one on because it's in better cosmetic condition. And I'll keep a hold of this one, and I'll maybe buy one of the replacement cases on AliExpress. Yeah, we'll see. Right, let's get on with the testing. I'll just get that set up just now and I'll be back. Right, so set up this one. This was the one that was a bit on the filthy side. Now I've got two third-party controllers in here, and I've got two controllers that come with the job lot that I've worked on. But that'll be in the next video when I go through repairing one of them. Right, so everything's all plugged in. So switch it on, we've got the red light and we have that on the screen. Okay, so if we go multiplayer, this should allow me to test all the controllers, I would think. This one, this one, well, that's that. Not sure why it started with controller 3. I thought controller 1 would have been first shot, but never mind. So excuse me, I'm not sure the buttons that I need to be using. Let's jump. Jump. Right, so that's that. How do you aim the... How do you move the cursor? There we go. So face that way. There we go. And fire. Oh. took that long, I missed my turn. Right, okay, what controller one? This one. Well, at least I hit something. I'm assuming I must have left one of them as a computer player. Oh well. And who's this now? That's this is controller 2. So I must have had controller 1 as computer. Right. Yeah. That's it. Those ports are definitely working, so that's fine. Right, let's switch this off and we'll change over to the other one. Right, let's get this one plugged in and switch it on. That's the one with the broken plastics in the case. Right. Just quickly go through this. Just go for random again. Let's be starting with controller 3 again. Nope. No, number 4. Strange. Thought I'd done it in order. I take it. I take it I dropped a mine there without realising. Right, who are we now? Right, now we're on controller 1. Managed to damage myself. Right, controller 2. So I should be this one now, controller 3. Oh, Jesus, terrible. Well, I think that confirms several things. One, the console's working, and two, I'm absolutely terrible at worms. Admittedly, I mean, it's been a while. It's been a while. Right. Okay, so I'm confident that these are done. So far that job lot's looking pretty good. We have the GameCube, which is working spot on, and now we have these two that have not only cleaned up quite nice, they're also working perfectly, and they come with a memory expansion in both of them. So yeah, very happy with that. Next video is going to be repairing the thumbsticks and the controllers, and I'll also be doing a cable replacement on a couple of friends' controllers, the ones that I'd borrowed for testing. They're needing a bit of work done. Right, so that's it for this one. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more like it, then subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate it. And if you want to see when I upload new content, if you click the bell notification icon. And that's basically that. Okay, thanks for watching. Cheers.